In the early 1960s, Ethiopia was under increasing internal and external pressures for land reform. The imperial regime, in an attempt to appease these demands, established a committee on land reform in 1961. Over the next several years, this committee would evolve, first into the Land Reform and Development Authority in 1965, and then into the Ministry of Land Reform and Administration in 1966. Yet despite these bureaucratic shifts, substantive land reform remained elusive. A tenancy bill proposed in 1964, intended to initiate reforms, failed to pass the parliamentary threshold, largely due to the representation of landlord interests. Meanwhile, the Ethiopian peasantry found themselves in increasingly dire straits. Drought, locust invasions, and famine ravaged the countryside in the mid-1960s. The call for land reform grew louder, gaining momentum and support. University students, using the rallying cry of "Land to the Tiller," spearheaded the movement from 1965 onwards. As the years rolled on, the situation only worsened. The drought and famine of 1972 to 1974 tested the imperial government's capacity to respond. Unfortunately, their efforts proved inadequate, resulting in widespread suffering and loss of life among rural Ethiopians. By 1974, the impacts of Ethiopia's archaic land tenure system could no longer be ignored. It had become painfully clear that this outdated system was a significant contributor to the backwardness of Ethiopian agriculture and, by extension, the emergence of revolution. Before we wrap up, remember that your engagement keeps us going. Please subscribe to the African Farm Tech YouTube channel, hit the like button if you found this video informative, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Most importantly, share our content with your networks to help spread knowledge awareness about our African agriculture journey. Thank you for your support. This brings us to the crux of the matter, the urgent need for comprehensive land reform in Ethiopia. The events leading up to 1974 underscore the critical role that land reform plays in a country's socio-economic development. In Ethiopia's case, the lack of land reform acted as a catalyst for revolution, highlighting the urgent need for change. The establishment of committees and ministries was a step in the right direction, but without substantive reform, they were mere band-aids on a deep, festering wound. The rallying cry of "Land to the Tiller" remains as poignant today as it was in the 1960s. It serves as a stark reminder that land reform is not just about changing laws and policies, but about addressing deep-seated socio-economic inequalities. The story of land reform in Ethiopia is a testament to the power of the people to effect change. It is a stark reminder of the consequences of inaction and the urgent need for comprehensive reform. It is, ultimately, a story of a nation's struggle for justice and equality. And so we come full circle to our opening question. Could a simple change in land reform have altered the course of Ethiopia's history? As we've discovered, the answer is indeed a resounding yes.